Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Cave After Hours Podcast. Here's your host, the one and only, the inimitable, Josh Havens.
What's up, and welcome to the Cave After Hours Podcast, the podcast recorded right here in my very own Chicago Bears fan cave. On this podcast, talk about my favorite team, obviously the Chicago Bears, anything going on in the NFL. We interview super fans, owners of man and fan caves, talk about life, you name it. No holds barred here. Shout out to our sponsor, Mini Jumbo Tron Company. I have a Mini Jumbo Tron in my cave, and it's one of my favorite pieces in here. If you don't know what a Mini Jumbotron is, do me a favor. Go to their website, minijumbotron.com. Check out their numerous styles that fit your need and what will fit in your space. Hit that shop tab and add your kit to your cart. And then do me a favor, if you want to save yourself some money, go to the promo code, enter TheCave. That will save you 10% on your build. Thank you, Mini Jumbo Tron Company, for being part of our team. All right, let's get into tonight's show. This is episode 6, and this is with our first Bears super fan, Steve Haas, who is living in Los Angeles, originally from Chicago. It's after hours for me because it's about 11, going on 11:30 here in Indiana, but got my man Steve out in LA. Going to catch up with him right now. We met on Instagram probably 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. He's probably one of my OG followers, and I started following him, and we talked draft and whatnot. And then he recently had a little addition to the family, so I don't think we've talked as much because he's just been super busy. But if you know Steve, he's a master of everything. I think he said he's a scientist at one point. He's a comedian. He's a GM. I think he even punted. He might have been a quarterback of the Bears. I mean, he's damn near done it all, man. So how you doing? How you doing, buddy?
Man, oh man, I'm blessed, brother. Man, I'll be like, I forgot that you've seen all those, man. I just be clowning with that stuff, man.
Oh
But
yeah, that's the old school stuff, ain't it?
that's some old school stuff, man. It's funny because a lot of people hit me up like, "Yo, when you gonna start doing those? You probably don't know me, notice about me anymore." Like I'm like, I haven't done it in a while because, like you said, I have my son Jordan.
Right.
He's about a year old now, so that's my main focus. And then obviously, just tapping in with everything with work and my wife and, just my little side hustles and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, man, just grinding, man, every day. Thankful.
Yeah. So tell me how you got to LA, where you're from and all that, man.
Yeah, man. So originally born in Chicago, we was South Side suburbs. Moved around a little bit from Markham, Tinley Park, Blue Island, Oak Forest, those little suburbs, south suburbs. Moved out to LA when I was 11. My mom she had really, really, really bad asthma, and so for her to basically prosper, we had to move to like a warmer climate. And so LA was the choice, and we moved out to LA. There was 6 of us, single mom, came out here in 1990,
Okay.
and been out here for a minute. But yeah, man, it's I grew up a Chicago Bears fan, like obviously just like my whole life. I mean, like it's just my whole family is still diehard Chicago fans. I'm like one of the only, no, I don't say like one of the only ones out here, but like there's a lot of us out here. But I ride for the squad for real, for real.
How old were you when you moved out there?
I'm 45, so I was like 11 or 12 when I moved out here.
Okay, so you remember everything about the move, and it's not like you were more like a transplant, I guess.
Yeah, I remember everything about the move. We didn't fly out here. We drove out here. My mom, like I said, she was a single parent, so we didn't have a whole lot of money. And we drove out here. It took us about like 2 weeks to get out here. And when we got out here, we had nothing. Like when we moved into this apartment complex, we literally had like nothing. And so
Really?
we're this big vivacious family coming in from Chicago, like loud personalities, just Midwest style, very loving, hugging everybody. Kind of took the LA people by surprise, kind of like, man, who's this family? And then, they just ended up embracing us and giving us clothes, giving us furniture. Our first TV out in LA was a small little 13-inch black and white TV with antennas on it, and this was like in 1990. So like color TV is obviously around, but we just didn't have the funds to get that at the point. So yeah, man. So we just been grinding, ever since, and now LA is home. If I know more about LA than I do Chicago, that's for sure.
Right.
But I still have roots in Chicago. My grandparents are buried there, and every year I try to go to a Bears game in Chicago and go visit them and pay my respects.
Right. Yeah. So your mom didn't play around. That she could have went to Florida or Arizona. She went
Yeah,
big. She was like, I'm going to LA.
bro. Actually, she had a choice between Arizona and Cali. She came to Cali, and the only reason she came to Cali is because she had a friend that lived out here, and so
Okay.
she stayed with her friend. And then my mom, like, she ended up finding like a little apartment, and she was like, I remember her calling me and saying that I found an apartment for us, and I'm flying back home. We'll pack up, and we left Chicago, bro. We left like a full house, like
Oh,
everything was
really?
in there. Like we just had like a U-Haul, a bed for her to sleep on, um, a dresser and some clothes. And we came out here. We literally came out here with nothing, man. Like,
Wow.
and and she was. I don't even know how she did it. I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I think now as a grown man with a family, I really don't know how she pulled that shit off. So
Yeah. Especially with 6 kids, right?
6 kids, yeah, single
Wow. Yeah.
parent. So she was amazing, man. I've seen some things and some things that a child is not supposed to see. Uh,
Hmm.
but she persevered through it, and all her kids are successful. All of us are
Awesome.
our own right. None of us are extremely rich or anything like that, but we're just everybody's cool. No one's doing drugs, no one's been in jail. Like everyone's just successful and healthy and blessed. So I'm thankful for that.
That's awesome, man. Because yeah, I mean, a lot of times you have I guess which way you can go, left or right in life, and do the right thing or not. And I'm sure with having 6 kids and I mean, Chicago ain't the best of areas, and maybe she got out of there a little bit, got out of there too because of that. But it's not like LA's probably much different than Chicago. I guess maybe I'm not sure with violence wise there. I mean, is it pretty close to the same, or is it?
I mean, bro, like you got LA people saying, "Man, you from Chicago? Chicago's bad." Like, bro, like LA is like home of the Crips and Bloods. Like, it's
Right. Yeah.
like, and that's a real thing out here. Like,
Right.
it's not as bad as it like, but growing up, like when I would go down to, like the downtown LA, like the LA, like I could not wear red or blue. Like,
Really.
red is my favorite color. You know what I mean? But I was like, I can't down there. You know what I mean? Um, that's what it was. So yeah, it's a city, bro. Like I mean, you know what I mean? Like there's challenges and there's bad people everywhere, bro. So you know what I mean? You just got to know how to maneuver through it.
Right.
I feel like if you could survive in LA and Chicago, you could survive anywhere. You know,
Right. Yeah.
that's
And
and that's
you've been in both.
I've been to both, and like that's just my personality, man. I can maneuver in any situation. You know what I mean? In
Right.
environment. So I know when to talk and when to shut up.
Yeah. Yeah. Same here, man. I mean, I mean, I live in some low income areas too, but I mean, I'm from somewhat safe. I mean, South Bend, I don't know, South Bend near Notre Dame and all that, but it's gotten rough over the years, but I mean, it's nowhere near like what you guys go through and all that. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're doing good out there, man. But while we're on the topic of your mom, I think you call her what, a little biscuit too? Little biscuit?
Oh yeah,
Is that right?
yeah, man. She was my little biscuit, man.
See, I remember that.
Yeah, man. She was my man. She's a bad little biscuit. Like unfortunately, we lost her 4 years ago, 5 years ago. She went into she was 77 and she had to have her hip replaced. But in order for her to have her hip replaced, she had to had like a procedure done on her heart and put a stent in her heart, and it was like a 2-hour procedure, and the procedure just went haywire. And basically, long story short, she lost her life during surgery. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, and it was really really hard on the family. You know, like there's 6 of us, but I know like I was her favorite. You know,
Right.
I know I was her favorite. So, but
Yeah.
my brothers might see this shit and clown me for that. But anyway, but like yes, we lost her, but it was hard. But I know like she's watching and she's proud. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and it happened right before COVID, bro. So like I thought about it too, because like I said, my mom had real bad asthma. So she was in and out of the hospital anyway for like asthma
Right.
things like that. So I couldn't imagine her during COVID going to the hospital and we couldn't see her or
And
catching
suffering.
is suffering.
Yeah.
Right. That would drive like so the fact that we were all there around her, even though it was painful as it was, but we were there with her, like in the room. And there was like a 2 week period from the surgery to her actual passing, and we were all there. We took over the hospital basically. We didn't leave. Like I didn't come home. My wife is a trooper. She made sure I had a hotel room, an Airbnb, and I just stayed down near the hospital for 2 weeks. And just was with my mom for pretty much that whole time, and so was my whole family, and it just was there for her to support. And she passed, and it was rough, bro. Like that's
I
just
bet.
like
Yeah.
that's coming for everybody, but you just don't wish that on anyone, and you just never prepare for it. Like you can't. There's nothing to get you ready for that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everyone grieves differently, and everyone grieves at a different time frame, and like, but it's. I just know that she's here and she's watching, and my new son Jordan. Funny story, crazy story, low key is I have my whole back tatted, right? My
Uh-huh.
whole back's tatted, and my mom, I have got my mom's name tattooed like on this side of my back. And then when my son Jordan was born, his birthmark is in the exact same location of where my mom's name is tatted on my
Oh
back.
wow.
Yeah, man. So that's just like, for anyone else, they'd be like, oh, that's just a coincidence. But for me, that's her saying, I'm watching. Like
Right. Yeah.
know what I mean? I'm here. Like that's a little signal to say like, thank you for the tattoo and the love, and you're gonna recognize this little birthmark on your son Jordan, and I'm with you.
Right.
I got you. So that makes me feel better, and I know she's in a good place.
Good. Yeah. I kind of always wanted to ask you about that, but you don't know how to ask somebody about that because I'm reminded every year when you throw it on Instagram,
Oh yeah.
I think it's the picture when you right before she even went into surgery.
Mhm. I was wearing this.
And
I
oh,
was
were
wearing,
you? Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you were. Yeah. Yeah.
wearing this
So
hoodie.
yeah.
It was we were in. It was like 6:30 in the morning. And I remember I was like, "Come on, mom, let's take a selfie." And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Come on." I made her laugh. I said something to her. I made her laugh, and we took the selfie. And last words out of her mouth right before they rolled her into the surgery was, "I love you. Make sure you go get something to eat." And
Right.
that's words to the family. So like, even while she was going to get surgery, she was still thinking about the kids and making sure that we were okay and that we had some food in our stomach. So
Right.
that was her. That was her.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, I want to give you my condolences, man. I know I lost my dad 30 years ago,
Oh
and
man,
he
sorry,
was
bro.
he was in a car accident, and then he lived through that, but he had a paralyzed from the neck down, and then
Oh
just
wow.
yeah, it would have been better if he actually just passed in the accident. I mean, he suffered for 2 years before he passed, but yeah, I know
Mm,
what you're going through, man. It's never easy when you lose a parent, and then
yeah.
is that your first son, Jordan?
Nah, man. I actually have a 25-year-old.
Okay.
Name is Caleb, and he lives out in Chicago right now. He lives out in
Oh,
the city.
gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, he's
Gotcha.
out there. So, but this is the first one, my wife and I. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was a little concerned with Jordan at first because I would see him all the time. Like, is this boy ever gonna smile? I don't think he smiles much at
Right,
first. Now he is, but at first I was like, man, you give him try to laugh, he just gave you the mean mug.
bro. He does, bro. You know what? He be mean mugging, man. He's like my wife. I don't say my wife's not mean, but my wife is very like we're opposite. Like I'm like more of a people person. I'll talk to
Right.
everybody. My wife is very like she's guarded when it comes to that sort of stuff, and he has her like kind of personality when it comes to that. He's like sizing you up before he gives you energy. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's good though.
Yeah, oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Like I love it. Especially as a little dude. Like he like he sizes be looking you up and down, and then like, all right, I'm with it. Like, all right, I'm cool with you. Like, I'll come in for a hug. Come pick me up.
Right, yeah. That's a good trait to have though when he gets older. I mean, you gotta
Yeah,
be wary sometimes, people.
yeah, Yeah, he definitely has the best of both worlds as far as our personalities. Like he has that trait, and he obviously I get my loving personality from my mom, so he has a little bit of that. So it's a perfect balance between both my wife and I.
Okay. And then I don't think I put us on the pre thing, but I want to kind of you still do the I think you had like a little clothing brand, and then also do you do the you still do the giveaways on the holidays, or did you have to kind of temper back since you got the COVID and the kid and all that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I had man, there was a lot of stuff that I had my hands in, man. There's a few music artists out here that I managed for a while, producers. We did shows, and then I started my own clothing line called 7%er, and then that just like took off. We were hosting rooftop events, fashion shows.
Uh-huh.
Not even like a fashion guy. Like I wear the same shit all the time, but it just
Right.
you know what I mean? It just off out here in LA, and then I have some some celebrity friends and things like that, so I tapped in with some of them every now and then to help me like kind of push it. And then but yeah, so I started that, and then the holiday hookup, we were actually and that's my giving back event that I do every year. And I started like in 2012. We were actually shooting a music video down in Skid Row, and we brought like some just a bag of clothes to donate to some homeless people down there. And I got so inspired just off of handing that bag to someone, because when we gave them that bag, they shared it with each other,
Oh,
like,
nice.
and they were helping each other with that bag. Like it was like men's clothing, but everybody. There was a gentleman. He was passing it out to people. Like, here, you get some, you get some. And I was like, man, like these people are in need and they're helping each other. Like it just inspired the shit out of me.
Right.
I was like, man, I got to come back here and do it again. And so each year it grew bigger and bigger. Like I started using social media as the platform to help raise awareness for this thing. So I would get people to donate their old clothes, like, and I would
Right.
pick it up, or they come to my car, drop it off, and we would separate it and organize it. And I would rent. It eventually got to where I had like a 26-foot U-Haul truck and
Wow.
volunteers, and we would drive down to Skid Row and pass all that stuff out. I mean, Subway sandwiches were being passed out, cupcakes, just brand new socks, brand new shoes, like babies' clothes, everything. It was, man, it was phenomenal. We did it for 10 years. I haven't done
Uh,
it because of COVID, so I stopped because of COVID, and then people started getting weird, and then I didn't want to just go down there by myself. Too hard to organize. Then we had Jordan. Um,
right.
did it for a solid like every year, 10 years straight, volunteers. Yeah, man, it was definitely amazing. And a
Yeah.
blessing.
It's awesome.
There's some stories that I took away from there and that I'll never forget. Some people that I met that I'll never forget.
Good deal, man. That's awesome. You did that, bro. I love stuff like that and seeing people that inspire and give back to the community. We did a little food drive this year. I mean, they got about 400 items almost, and but yeah, it was just something to do if you want to come watch a game at the cave. Hey, if you don't want to bring no food, at least bring a can or bring some food, and then we donated over a football weekend or a Super Bowl weekend.
Love it.
So, anyways, I want to get into some Bears stuff because you are my first Bears guest on here. I haven't had any Bears guests. I was saving it for you, saving
Oh,
it for you because we go back talking on Instagram and we
man,
were both
we do it. Those games, bro, I think about you and my brother. You and my brother are like I text like what because I need real Bears fans to talk to.
right.
Like real Bears fans, like honest opinion, like what do you think is going on with the squad? What do you think about this? And it's because we're in a crazy time right now, man,
Oh
and
yeah.
very unique time as a Bears fan. So I'm interested to see, like even when we were texting about this, like I was like, do we want to save it for the
Yeah.
interview? Because I was
Because
like,
you
man,
next
I'm weird, like,
because next thing you know we're texting for an hour. You know what
yo,
I
easy, bro,
mean? Yeah.
easy,
So
easy.
did you play ball in school or
Yeah, man, I did. I played high school. I was trying to play basketball, man. I thought I was gonna be like the next Jordan. Like I was playing basketball. I was dedicated to that. And then I'm 6'3", right? 6'3", like 200. Right in high school, I was like 6'3", like 190. So I grew into my body, and then I started playing football. Well, I played football my whole life, but I got really good at it. Like literally, like my junior year, I didn't play. I was focused on basketball. I played my senior year, and I killed it. Like I broke records, and I went to Hawaii for the California Hawaii All Star game.
Nice.
But I didn't know like really how good I was. Like I had offers for Arizona, but I didn't know. Like I didn't know anything about that type of stuff. So I ended up going to a junior college, played receiver, played there 2 years. Um, Thinking about playing some more, but I really wanted to focus on work and try to make some money. Got offered a Division II ride. As soon as I started like focusing on that, I tore my ACL
Oh,
playing.
geez.
Was so I was done with football. Thought about playing again. This is when the Arena League was out here, and the LA Avengers were hosting a tryout. And I was in the best shape of my life, and I was getting ready for that tryout. 2 weeks before that tryout, I tore my other ACL playing
Oh,
basketball.
geez.
So then I was done, and then my best friend started playing semi-pro football. So I was like, dude, I just gotta get this fucking football shit off my chest. I gotta play something. So I ended
Right.
up my pro football for 4 years and killed it. Did my thing in that, and then yeah, man, I was done with that. Just got that bug off my chest and just scratched that itch, and I was done.
Right.
And yeah, but now and then I coached high school football for 3 years.
Oh,
I was
cool.
offensive for a couple, and then I was also a receivers coach too as well. So, I absolutely love football to death, and can't wait for my son Jordan. Hopefully, fingers crossed that he loves football and he wants to,
Yeah.
because I want to coach him and his little teams too. So I'm hoping.
Hmm. That's awesome. And so, I mean, you said you moved about 10 or 11 years old to LA. Were you already a Bears fan at that age, like before then? So when you
Mm-hmm.
brought it here, you mean you're already a
Oh,
Bears fan?
I was. I mean, it's like funny because when my mom passed, she saved everything, right? She was a pack rat. Thank God. She actually has the actual newspaper clipping from when the Bears won the '85 Super Bowl. So we have that. I
Oh,
remember,
cool.
um, I remember coming out here and there was no Bears fans or Bulls fans, and I was always decked in Bulls
Decked
and Bears.
out. Yeah.
So hyped to rep Chicago, so hyped to rep my teams. I love the
Right.
fact the only one out here that loved the Bears, even though we weren't that good. I love the fact that Jordan at the time and the Bulls were like on the rise, and we had to play the Lakers in the '91 finals. And oh my God.
Right.
And I was just out here. So, I mean, it was, I've always been a Bears fan and Bulls fan, and like, yeah, Chicago all day.
It was probably hard to catch a game back in the day because it wasn't like there was a Sunday ticket or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. So I remember my brother, like we had VCR, obviously VCR back in the day, and back for at least for the Bulls, we would record them all on VHS. The
Oh,
Bears,
yeah.
obviously, you just catch them when you catch them. Like if
Mhm.
they're on prime time, you're glued to the TV. If not, then you turn on ESPN and and just watching highlights and seeing Tom Waddle run down the fast break.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, like so yeah, I mean, but now like shit, my wife knows, bro, like every Sunday I got my Bears gear on. I'm watching like I got Red Zone on and then I got the Bears game on. And I'm just,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
you know what I mean? And I'm dialed in.
Right. And so I always got to ask is who is your favorite Bears player of all time? Like that
I,
you just love?
I mean, it's gotta be Sweetness, bro. Like it's gotta
Oh,
be
yeah.
Walter. You know what I mean? It's like it's gotta be him. Like watching him, even watching him now, like his highlights, like I put him in that, obviously because of Jordan. But I met Bo Jackson, right? I physically met Bo Jackson,
Okay.
and when I seen him in person, he was like I've never met Michael Jordan, but I met Bo, and I was standing like next to him and talking to him. He's like a mythical figure, like
Right.
seem real, like that's Bo Jackson, and I would put Walter Payton in that category, like a mythical, like figure. Like that's Walter Payton. Like,
Right. Yeah.
like, like
Yeah.
that's my Jordan. Like, that's a like he does. That's not even a real person. That's like a god. That's and that's how I felt when I was even because I was at this golf tournament and there was other celebrities and other athletes. They're like, "Yo, Bo's here. Bo Jackson's here," and like they were even saying it, like, "Yo, Bo's,"
Right.
and they were even and they like they're professional athletes, and so I'm like, man, they're saying it, and I'm like, and I'm feeling it, shit, like, and I see him and touch him physically, like, and feel how solid he is as a man. Like, I'm like, yo, that's how I figure Walter Payton would be, like, just a mythical figure.
Person.
When he walked into a room, everyone's like it takes your breath away. Like, yo, that's Walter Payton. Like,
Yeah.
and I like he's just that to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we lost him too soon. But he's on that level with me. You know what I mean? As far as just he's untouchable, right?
Right.
He's just that's Walter, man. That's sweetness. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I saw the anniversary of him not too long ago passing. I couldn't believe it's been that long already. It's like,
right,
gee whiz, it's what, over 20 years now or something like that.
yeah,
I mean,
been a minute.
crazy.
It's been a minute, man. And you know you're special when it's in the age of social media right now, and there are people creating clips and highlights of you back
Yeah.
from 70s and 80s, and like and they're getting thousands of views and likes, and his legacy and his name is like living on through this social media era now, which is amazing because back then we didn't have that, and people are
Right.
falling in love with him all over again through this social media platform, which is awesome. It's amazing to
Yeah.
see. And
I remember the first time I saw somebody running hills. I remember if you've seen that video of him running up the
oh, yeah,
hills and
batted up,
training, and I was like in those little tiny shorts. But I was like, man, I was like, I started. I was in high school then, but I started running hills too, just because of that. I was like, I'm gonna do the hill thing too. I
yeah,
guess it wasn't high school. I mean, I was in sixth grade, but sixth grade, I'm trying to run these hills, and I'm gassed after one, and he's just up and down, up and down, up and down. It's crazy.
bro. He's up and down. His running style, the way he was, like, ah, man, yeah, he was he was phenomenal, man, phenomenal, and we'll never see anyone like that again, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Wasn't in the physical aspect of his running style, and he can throw the ball too, and receive.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, he was just like he was a traditional, like, every down back. Like, you give him the ball, 4th and 1, 3rd and 1, third and long. You find a way to get your best player the ball. He was that man, and like I said, he's just a mythical figure to me, and he's
yeah.
just untouchable. Like, I don't even think you can find like Green Bay or any other fans from different teams really bad mouthing Walter. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you can't. Like,
No.
when you, what you really gonna say? Like, you know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Like, what you gonna say? The
Exactly.
man was special. Give him his props.
Oh
Call it.
yeah. Well, I know, and I don't care. Some Dion fans can always bark at me about this, but he copied that high step off of Peyton because he get that corner and start hitting them, hitting that high step.
Bro, I have the dude. I have a.
You have the high step.
Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see this.
Yep, I sure can. Exactly,
Yeah.
right there.
So,
He get
like,
them legs kicking out.
yeah, and this is
That's
signed.
awesome.
This is
Oh, is
signed.
it?
Yeah, Walter
Hell
Payton.
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
Damn, that's nice.
I had to get it. I had to
Yeah,
get it.
that's awesome.
Had to get it.
But
And
I told Dion fans, I said, I think he copied it off of Peyton because he was doing that first. He's kicking them legs up, and he'd be running about 20 miles an hour like that.
oh, he was special, Doc. He was
Yeah,
special, man. And yeah, I love him. I love watching his highlights. I love the fact that, like, I follow all the Bears pages and all of that stuff, and every now and then,
hmm,
like, a Walter Payton highlight, and you can't just help but just watch and stare and see some of the runs. I mean, Jim Brown, that was like his favorite player. You know what I
right.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So come on. If Jim Brown is co-signing Walter Payton,
Exactly.
yeah.
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 So I'm a fan cave guy, and I see behind you got a little something going on there. Is that like a cave or is it an office or what you got going on back there?
Bro, it's my office. I have a couple helmets. I have some Funko Pop guys up there. Obviously, I have some Walter Pay. I don't want to move my camera around because then I don't want to mess it up. But I have so like I was telling you, my these are actually my helmets that I wore in like semi-pro, and then my
Okay.
brand center, I would take them to this golf tournament, Eric Dickerson, and I would have all the celebrities, all the NFL players sign it. So I have
Oh,
three.
nice.
And dude, there's no helmets like these in the world, bro. Like I got
No,
Eric Dickerson, Bo Jackson, Marcus Allen, Marshall Falk. I have Ronnie Lott. I have Barry Sanders, Tim Brown,
nice.
Jim Brown. This one right here says Jim Brown.
Wow.
Yeah, Jim
You
Brown.
met you met all those guys, huh?
I met them all, and they're all big. They all showed love, and super cool guys, and just like I said, just all of them like mythical figures. Like seeing Barry Sanders and seeing how like he wasn't that big, but
Right.
like tall wise, but like width, man, like and seeing his legs
Wide, huh?
wide. Marshall Falk, super cool. Eric Dickerson. Actually, on Monday, that's why I'm going to his tournament again on Monday. And seeing, I met Lawrence Taylor. I met Richard Dent. And he's super cool. Got a photo with
Right.
him. He signed the helmet. Yeah, man. This is. I don't have a cave like you. When I was putting this together, I was like, yeah, man, my shit is tight. Like no one's got nothing like me. And I see your shit.
I go a little overboard.
Oh, bro, I can't wait to come to your crib, dog.
I know we've been trying to talk about it.
I,
Gotta get you out here sometime.
I cannot wait, man. Bro, you need to win fan of the year, man. Like you need fan of the year, man. I don't know where. Next time there's a voting, bro, send me the link. I'm
All
voting
right.
a million times over, bro.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Dog. So wait, where do you get all your jerseys from? Are you buying them online? What are you doing? Like, are you going to where they're at and having them sign it? How are you getting all that shit signed?
Some are personal signing, but a lot of them are. I got some hookups. There's a couple Bears groups I'm in that actually, they'll say like, "Hey, we're doing a Montez Sweat signing, $85. Send your stuff in, or you can buy a jersey, helmet, or whatever." So I got a lot of links with those. So a lot of it's through that. But some of it I already had, and I got some older pictures up there, like some of the 85 Bears, like Hampton, and I
Wow.
think the Fridge. They actually
Wow.
went to we got a local mall. It's not even open anymore, but back in the 84, they came there and did a signing at Concord Mall of all places, which is is a dump now. But yeah, they came there and actually signed to me. My dad was a huge fan, and he got me obviously into it. But then, yeah, we were able to go get some of those signed. So those are pieces obviously I'll never get rid of. But yeah, a lot of them are just that way. I'd like to make more of them, but it's just all these signings are during the weekdays. It's hard for me to get out to Chicago during the weekdays. So
Now, is the cave like a garage, converted garage, or is you
yeah,
built?
no. So when we moved in here, this is a 4-stall garage. So there's actually the whole thing was open on both sides, and then so I don't have a basement here. Well, I got a basement, but it's just for utilities. So when we moved here, this is the only house I've never had a basement in. I don't know how prevalent basements are in LA, but they're all around here. And so I said, "Hey, what am I gonna do with all my stuff? Because I got nowhere to hang out now and all that." So she's like, "Why don't you take part of the garage?" So I said, "Okay." So I put a wall in the garage, and then I started cutting the metal in here, and my hands are bleeding. I'm like trying to do it with some tin snippers, and she's like, "You're never gonna finish this. It's just you're wasting your time. You're already over your head, blah blah blah." And that was like 8 years ago. So every time I buy something now, and she says something, I said, "You told me I never finished it, so I'm still going. Don't give me no shit. Don't give me no shit, woman."
Don't do it.
No.
Oh, don't do it. Yeah, my wife was getting
13,
about
13
this
TVs later.
about figures and shit. Like she was like, "Hey, babe, you gotta stop." Like I couldn't help. I had like a vision in my head. I had to keep going.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
Until you get where you want. I mean, I'm pretty close to being done, but then she gave me the pool bar now, so I'm kind of playing out there. So don't give me too much ammunition. I got a whole acre here, so I keep
you got,
playing.
bro, you have a set up, man. It's
Thanks.
phenomenal, bro. It's phenomenal, man.
Thank
There's
you. Thank you.
no one has a setup like you. Period. I know
Yeah.
that for no one has a setup like you.
Yeah. I haven't seen many. I mean, I've seen some garage caves, but I'm a little over the top, but I love it, man. It's my fucking it's my release, and I just get away from the job, and this is where I come out and I don't think about nothing but out here. So
Bro, that's what you work for, dog. You work to
yeah.
do like there's not a whole lot of hobbies that we have as men. You have that one hobby, you can grow it, it makes you happy.
Yeah.
It you're not doing drugs, you're not in jail, you're not you know what I mean? Like you love the Bears and you're building your man cave and like to me that's perfect. That's all you need, dog.
Right.
That's all
Yeah,
you
exactly.
that's what you work for. That's what you work for.
Right. That's what I said.
You know, that's what you work for. So yeah, man. Like I don't have a whole lot. I haven't bought a whole lot of stuff. I feel like I'm at like capacity. We have a 2 car
Right.
garage. We actually park our cars in our garage. Um, I have some signed jerseys that I was like, oh, I'm gonna put them up and hang them up, and I just haven't gotten around to it. And then like some bear stuff in here. I got a Michael Jordan like signed poster in here. I got a Dick Butkus signed poster in here. I got a Bulls and Bears like mirror behind you, and my one and hole ball. Like I made a one and hole and I framed that.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
yeah, I met Drew Brees. I got him like to sign a ball for me, but I don't have like this is it. Like this is
Right.
yeah,
It's your spot though. Hey, it's still your spot though. It's all
yeah.
matters.
I love it. I
That's why I
come
tell people that a lot of people aren't happy with their spot. I'm like, but it's your spot. If you love your spot, what does it matter? It's your place. It's got to be make you happy, really.
Yep, yep. I mean, I got like two full kids, bro. I'm like waiting to like get them signed by somebody. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, Justin,
Right.
Caleb Williams. I don't know.
Yeah, we're about to get to that. I'm gonna pick your brain on that here in a second. But hey, this next segment I got is called Overtime or the Fifth Quarter, I like to call it.
Buckle up, sports fans. Sit tight. Brace yourselves. It's time for overtime.
So I got 5 questions for you, just random shit that I'm gonna ask you, okay?
Uh-huh.
You ready? All
Yep.
right. Are you a bigger Bears fan or Chicago Bulls fan? Because I know you watch your Bulls too.
Bears.
Bears? All right.
Bears. I'm bigger.
If you can meet anybody that's actually alive right now, athlete-wise, and have them over for a drink, and I know you like cigars. I think I'm gonna guess who you're gonna say, but
All right, no.
who would it be?
You already know where I'm going. I'm going Jordan.
I know he likes cigars too.
Yeah, my son Jordan. So you already know.
Yeah, I knew it. I shouldn't even probably ask that one because I knew it.
Yeah, it's gotta be Jordan.
Yeah. Okay, number 3. What is your favorite sports moment ever?
That's a good question. I think honestly, like, for me personally, or just all around.
Just anything like you just like that was my favorite time like I can remember.
The one thing that comes to mind is when Jordan won the championship, or the Bulls won the championship, and he cried for his father, and when he grabbed the ball and went back to the locker room and cried
Yeah.
for his father who passed away that year. For me, that's like that just stuck out to me, man. Like to me, like the way he cried, the way he was laying on the ground, like we've all been little boys, you know what I mean? And you cry like that when you're like really hurt and you're really in pain, and you could tell he really wanted that championship. And the way he was on the floor crying for his father who was no longer there, and he won the championship, like that sticks out to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that sticks out to me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that I would say that moment.
Okay. Question number 4. If you hit the lotto, what is one thing Steve is going to spoil himself over? Like what you're going to, first thing you want to get?
Man, first thing I want to get, man, a classic car.
There you go. What kind?
Man,
Got a favorite?
I go back and forth, bro. Like, cause I'm out in LA, so I've always had an eye on like a '64 Impala with hydraulics and all of that shit. Like, I've always wanted.
I had one.
You had one?
Yeah, I had one. I was in Lowrider magazine one time, actually, years and years ago.
What?
Yeah, do you remember that magazine?
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
magazine.
they had the fans that could send their pictures in, and there was one page every month that had the fans, and I was on one of them, wearing
Bro,
all white.
bro, come on, you gotta post that shit. I want to see
Yeah, I'm
that.
gonna try to find it. I got it somewhere around here. I gotta look for that damn thing, but it was a long time ago. But yeah, I had one.
Yeah. So mine would be a lowrider, or I love old school Cadillacs. Obviously, I love Cadillacs. I'm on my fifth one right now. Um,
Nice.
but I also like just muscle cars, like a Camaro, like Chevelle, like anything on that level where it's like pure muscle. But my wife knows, like, soon I want a classic car. Like I would just, I would buy a couple classic cars, man. I think I
Hell
would.
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, the last one. Last one's always the toughest one. So if you had to give up two of these things, 'cause I know you're big into golf, big into cigars, big into the Bears, and big into the Bulls. If you had to give up two and keep two, which would you do?
You little bastard.
I always save the hard ones for last.
So give up Bulls, Bears, golf.
Cigars or cigars? 'Cause you're big into all those.
I'll give up cigars. Just two.
Two. Yeah, you just give up two.
Man, my golf game is trash, so I guess I could just let that go eventually and just go putt. So I'll give up cigars and golf because I couldn't.
Oh, so you're gonna stick with basketball and football, huh?
Yeah, I can't. I gotta watch them every day. Like when they're on, I just have to. Like that's just.
Yeah.
I just have, like I love them that much. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
And the Bulls are actually not this year, but in recent years, they're playing better, and so they're interesting to watch. So I watch them, and obviously the Bears, like it's football, so I don't care how trash they are. You know, I'm watching.
Right. Yeah.
I don't care. So
Kobe White player, comeback player of the year, or better. I don't know how you word it, but man, that guy's turned it on this year.
Kobe's balling, man. Kobe's balling. I feel like I'm surprised we didn't make any moves at the trade deadline. I like Zach, but I think Zach LaVine, we could have got something for him. He just, to me, he doesn't fit in. Like I want him, but he don't feel like he a Bull like that. Like so.
Right.
I feel like we missed an opportunity to move on from him and maybe get some younger guys in there and start trying to think about next year. But we'll see. I mean, I'm down, every year regardless.
Right. All right then. That ends that segment. So I want to get into, obviously, while we're here, the current Bears talk. So first of all, what did you think of this past season? Like, what was your take on it? Better than you thought?
It was frustrating in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was frustrating because, like, I'm sure just like you and every Bears fan, that opening game to us, that was like a Super Bowl. Like it's like we're starting with our Super Bowl, and to prove a point, like we're coming out the gate and we're beating Green Bay, like and like I wanted that game so bad. Like I wanted us.
Me too, man.
And I wanted that game so bad, like so bad. And for us not to just perform and just look like trash and we digress and like we didn't even progress into a point where like we have an identity. It was like what? And then you're having questions about Justin Fields, and then fuck your boy Jordan Love over here balling and kind of
I
outplaying.
know.
Like you're like no,
Not again.
no.
So sick of losing to them.
Oh my God, and then we went on like a streak of like L's, and it's like it hurt. It hurt, man, for a while, man. It hurt. Then Claypool come, like it just didn't. The team didn't feel right, bro. Like it didn't feel good until the defense started coming around, right? The defense started playing well. You're like, all right, and then Justin started putting a couple good games together. But still, with that, you still feel like they didn't have the juice to finish games. They didn't have that. They didn't know how to finish, right? And like I look at it like this, bro. Like when you see like elite teams like play and they throw the ball like down the field, you almost expect them to complete it. Like
Right.
when we throw a ball, I'm like praying to God that
Yeah.
like please like someone be on that side because the TV you only see like the half and then it pans
Yeah.
over and then you see the receiver and then you kind of make the connection. You're just praying that it's not going to be an interception, and that's how it was this whole season. Like 3rd and 1, 3rd and 3, you're like, I just don't know if we have the juice and the capability to, to convert. Like
Yeah.
it was like that the whole season, man. It was frustrating, man. And I went from like wanting them to lose every game for the number one pick and or
Right.
to draft status to well maybe now we can make the playoffs. Shit, we're in the hunt.
Right.
Like we're playing a little bit better. Maybe we can squeeze in the playoffs. Shit, we're a dangerous team with Justin and his running ability. Maybe we can figure that little out. Maybe we're getting that dialed in. And then the last game of the year against Green Bay, like, yo,
Yeah.
another Super Bowl for us.
Yeah.
And we look like trash, man.
Yeah. And I don't know how, but we only lost by 8 points. We should have got blown out that game. We only lost by 8 damn points though.
Ah, man. And Jordan Love played well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Played well.
Packers fans are already saying it's happened again. We got our slow your roll. Hey, if he does that 5 years in a row, then we can talk. But slow your roll. Hey, there's tape on him now, so maybe next season they can get after him a little better because there's tape out on Jordan Love.
There is tape, but we can't even really argue though, bro. Like we can't even
Yeah,
argue. We can't because we have nothing to argue about. Like we
well, we
can't.
can't say he's Hall of Fame yet. I mean,
No,
that's
no.
what these
I'll,
Packers are going overboard.
no. Yeah, they do. I'll never.
Yeah,
But they're trolling. They're trolling the
yeah,
Bears. They're just picking. They're picking at
yeah.
our at our misery. You know what I mean? And they know what it is and what it potentially could be if he end up being like a legit baller. Because then now we're stuck, right?
And we got
Now,
here right here till I pass away. It's gonna be that damn long.
oh, I couldn't handle it anymore, bro. If he's
Oh man,
legit, and he's like slinging the ball every and throwing for 3,000, I can't. I don't know how. I won't be able to handle.
yeah. Me neither, man.
I'll have a heart
How,
attack, dog.
how do you think? How do you think Ryan Poles done so far?
Honestly, I like Ryan Poles, bro. I like Ryan. I think last year, like I said, with bringing in Chase Claypool and trying to get some spark with Justin and something going on. He was working with nothing, and bro, bringing in Montez Sweat, getting DJ Moore in the hall. Um, I think he's done a phenomenal job so far. Uh,
Right.
this, we have a very very unique opportunity this year, and I'm so interested to see what he does with it this year. Um, I know. I remember. I think I saw an interview with him or heard an interview with him. He's like, he even said, "I've had so many different scenarios in my head about this year in this draft." I mean, his head has to
Yeah.
be spinning. Like his phone has to be ringing off the hook with different opportunities. People calling about this, the first pick, Justin, maybe someone else, and so he just, how do you? And he has a number 9 pick, so what are his nights like at home where he's sitting there like, man, what do I
Sleepless.
sleepless, bro,
Sleepless.
sleepless, sleepless. And so I think I love his demeanor. I love how he carries himself. I love that he's poker faced. You don't
Yeah, I
know
love that.
what he's thinking. He's not going to give you too much. He might give you a little gem here and there to think about,
Right.
but he's never going to just expose himself. I mean, nobody knew about that trade last year. It just came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, I
I mean,
didn't expect it.
we traded, but we didn't know where it was going to come from or whatnot. And to get DJ Moore, and DJ Moore is he just feels Chicago, right?
Yeah.
He just feels like he's a bear, and I think that's what Poles is doing. I think he's getting guys who are going to be bears,
Right.
like bears, like they're going to be solid. Like Sweat is a bear, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? DJ Moore is a bear. Like they're gonna build on this, and so I feel like it's going that direction, and I'm excited about it, man.
Yeah, I think, my opinion, I think somebody in Hollis Hall is releasing little tidbits of here and there, whether it's true or not, just to throw those smoke screens around, get everybody talking. Because right now, everybody's talking more about the Bears than the Chiefs. I mean, you heard about the Chiefs one day, and then it's back to the Bears on these talk shows nonstop. So I think as part of it, a little smoke screens out of Hollis Hall, what they're doing, what they're not doing, where they're heading, where they're not heading. So I'm enjoying it.
I'm enjoying it, but then it's also a headache too at the same time, man.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you're on Facebook, and I'm a part of all the Bears Facebook groups, and then
Oh, I had to mute them. I had to mute them groups. I can't take it for a while. I gotta wait till the drive's over.
you know what? I'm about to do that, bro, because
Yeah, do
it,
it.
it,
Do yourself a favor.
it's so bad. Like, that's why I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy talking to my brother. People that I know that I can just have a realistic conversation about
Right.
direction, the QB play, just the direction of the team. Um, everyone's a GM on Facebook and Instagram and social media, bro, and I can't take it. I can't
Yeah.
take it. I look at the team from my eyes, and I played, like I said, I played football, be it not at a very high level, but I played the sport, I coached it, um, and I see that they're going, in my eyes, in my opinion, that they're going in the right direction. They're building. They have a very unique opportunity to change the landscape of the Bears for the future, whether it be keeping Justin or drafting Caleb. It's just very unique, and I think they're really doing their due diligence to make sure that they make the right choice on everything, and make
Yeah.
sure selecting and having Bears players on their team, like this, like actual, like these guys are Bears, and
Right.
part of that culture. So I'm excited about it, man. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm nervous, but I'm excited at the same
I
time.
know. It's a big decision, man, coming up. So that
Yeah.
rolls me into my last question, and it's the most important one. What do you
Hmm.
think they do with Justin? Do you want to personally keep Justin, or do you want to draft Caleb Williams? What's your thoughts on that whole situation?
Man, I feel like everybody's gone back and forth because I think the reason why we love Justin so much is because of the person he is. Um, that boy,
He's a bear, like you said. He's a bear.
very fair. He's solid, bro. Like, in to compare him to, like, to like a bull, like Derrick Rose. Like, just the city loves him. Like, Derrick
Right.
Rose is from Chicago, but Justin has that. He's tough as fuck. He gets hit. He gets hit late. He gets up every time. He shakes his shit off. Um,
Doesn't bitch. Doesn't complain.
done bitch, don't complain. Gets back in the huddle. The guys love him. He's dynamic, but um, he's like a tick slow when you are talking about just strictly passing. Just
Right.
And I'm like a receiver, so I had to go dive into, like, okay, so I'm a receiver and I'm playing for the Bears and Justin's my quarterback, and like a Lamar Jackson, those type of running quarterbacks, even Michael Vick back in the day, and even what's his name, from Hurts, Jalen Hurts, right? Great athletes, but not necessarily like pinpoint like pocket passers, right? And
Right.
so, a receiver, which I played, and I'm running a route and I'm working my ass off to run this route, and I'm expecting this ball to be on time, and I turn around and it's not there, and he didn't wait long enough for me to get through my route. He's
Right.
already I'm frustrated, and it's happening multiple times a game.
Mhm.
And so I think for us to move to the next level, as as sad as hurtful it is, because I love Justin, I feel like in my heart he's just not gonna ever be that passer. He's
Right.
not be that. I want him to, but watching with my own eyes and even watching highlights, I'll tell my wife, like, I love Justin, man, but when I watch his highlights, you can tell, like, he's not crispy with his release. It's just a little. It's like he's
Yeah.
like, you can feel it. And And then you think about the future. Like, yeah, he can run now, but can he run when he's 33, 34?
Or one wrong hit.
Like, do we want
Yeah.
that? Like, and so say he has like a sprained ankle, right? He has a sprained ankle, or it's tweaked, and he has to hobble a little bit, and so now he
Right.
can run. Is he strong enough? Is his arm strong enough to just hang in the pocket and sling it all over the field? Like,
Right.
I can't run, but I still got this motherfucking arm that I can dot you all over the place with. Can I don't I don't see it. Um,
Right.
but when I sit back and I watch Caleb's highlight reel and watch some of his games, yeah, he makes mistakes, but I'm out here at LA and SC, man, their
Right.
O
Yeah. You see him.
was fucking trash, man. Their O line was garbage, so
Yeah, I
bad,
saw that.
so bad. And so he's running around trying to play hero ball, and he has the arm talent to make a lot of these throws. And then two, his receivers aren't that great either. So he's trying to kill. His defense is trash. His O line is trash. His receivers are subpar. And so it makes him look subpar. But then if you really dive into his arm talent and then the potential of what he could be, and then with people look at it now, but think about coaching. He's young. Like he can get better, right? Like look at
Yeah.
in his first 3 years. He was slinging the ball all over the place, interceptions. He got coaching, and now he's in the MVP conversation every year, right?
Yeah.
So I I just don't think I would love fucking for Justin to be like that, man. I would love because I just love him as a person. I really do.
Right.
Um, I just unless the new offensive coordinator comes in and is like extremely confident, like, yo, I'm gonna build this thing around you. We're gonna draft Marvin Harrison. We're gonna get another dynamic running back in here. They didn't like. I, in my heart, I feel like they're gonna select Caleb because
Right.
one potential, and then two, it resets the market for our QB situation, right? He's basically Justin with a stronger arm and less wheels,
Right.
like you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
and a better contract situation for 4 more years, like
Right. Right.
you know what I mean.
As
So
long as he got as long as he got a good attitude like Justin does, I mean,
yeah, and
that's gonna be a big thing in it too. I think.
that's gonna be a huge thing, and but honestly, bro, that's a huge thing for all those guys. But the one good thing I'll say, the one thing about Caleb, he's in LA, he's already a millionaire, right?
Right.
Works his ass off. He has a team around him. He's never really been in any trouble. All
Right.
these now that play college and NFL, dude, they're all divas. He's just he's just on the biggest platform because he's the Heisman Trophy. He's one of the best athletes in the world right now at his position in college, and he's got 10 million in NIL money. So he's phenomenal.
Right.
But all these other guys are getting 50,000, a million, 600,000. Like they're all. That's the world we live in now with sports, bro. They're
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
they're all of them. All of them are calling coach, hey, what can you offer me? What can you offer me? Well,
Right.
Texas is offering me this. Well, Oklahoma's offering me this. Well, I'm going in the transfer portal. I'm going to Colorado with Dion. He's offering me some. Everyone's looking for some money. Um, and I just think it's blown up a little bit because he's eccentric. He paints his nails. He's into fashion. He's got a little Cam Newton in him a little bit when it comes to that.
Right.
That scares me a little bit. I ain't gonna be honest. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's why we love Justin so much because Justin is like blue collar, grimy, like
Yeah. Normal dude.
normal dude. Give me my fucking lunch
Yeah.
pail. Where do I clock in? What time do I need to be there? Let's go to work. And that's what
Yeah.
Chicago fans love about him is that. But
Yeah.
in deep down, like in my opinion, deep down, like I love that. But God, I love the potential of just having a real passer, like just
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
like like slinging the ball around and just feeling like when that ball leaves his hand, it's not going to be intercepted or incomplete. It's actually going to be completed and we can do some things with it, like some confidence. Like when Aaron Rodgers threw the ball, you just like when Patrick Mahomes threw the ball, you just feel like it's always going to be completed.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when Justin throws, I'm like crossing my fingers, like, oh please, what's on the other side? You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I don't know, and that's the that. Do I want to go through that again? Because
Yeah. Exactly.
what if skip on Caleb, run it back with Justin, draft Marvin, and it's kind of the same result. Like
Yeah.
Marvin's open, we don't throw him the ball. Like interceptions, we're squeaking by teams that we should be blowing out. Like he's
Right.
still only throwing for 250 yards a game, 125 here. He's rushing for 110 or 20. That's cool, but is that sustainable for a long period? Like the rest of his career?
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You
I'm
know,
about 60-40. I'm 60-40 on. I'm a big stats guy, and I was looking at stats a few weeks ago, and I want to say, was it 30 or 31st in the league in wide receiver separation rate? So maybe he's not getting the ball out because nobody's open. And then I look back. I went on my one of my podcasts with my buddy. I went over all the receivers that he's played with since he's been in the league, and I want to say about 40% of them aren't even in the league anymore, or they're on practice squads. People like N'Keal Harry and Anthony Miller, I think, was before him, but just he hasn't. Only real receiver he's had is DJ Moore and Cole Kmet as your weapons. So I hate to say that, maybe if he just had a little bit more, would it be different? You know what I mean? Like just even another competent wide receiver, because I felt like Mooney regressed bad this year, and I don't care anybody says. I think that injury hampered him into this year a little bit. He just didn't look the same as explosive to me on the offensive side of the ball. But I don't know, man. I don't know where we go. I mean, I'm with you. Probably the smart thing to do is to draft Caleb, and because Poles knows if he makes a mistake here and he doesn't, and he turns into something, then he ain't gonna have no job. I mean, he's got more reasons to get rid of Justin than he does to keep him, in my opinion. But
oh, bro, and so it's a supply and demand effect, right? So like as closer to the draft we get and season starts, like teams are like, yo, we need a quarterback, and then they start falling in love with Justin, right? They start going back and looking at his highlights and start
right,
like, we fucking love Justin, yo. Like we can build around him. Like, what do we want to give up for him? Right? So now we have the trade with Justin. Maybe there's a team that falls in love. Maybe there is Pittsburgh and they offer up a one, or Atlanta they offer up a one. And now we have Caleb. We have the number 9. Maybe we package those deals and move up back to 3 and get Marvin. Who knows, right?
yeah, the
Like,
sky's the limit.
sky's the limit. We have capital. And then now today, 80 million in cap space, right?
Oh yeah.
80
Is
mil.
there a person any on defense or offense that you're looking at, like either a player that you would like to see or a position? I know that we need a safety and probably another defensive end. What are you
Yeah.
thinking? Definitely need a wide receiver. Definitely need that.
Wide receiver, man. I feel like we need some. I was thinking about this. I was thinking about like Mike Evans, but he's kind of like I feel like we need like a dynamic, like like a. Um, I like Mike Evans. I think if we can somehow get him like on a good deal, I think to me that'll be good. Just a big body, 50-50 guy can go up red zone, to,
You know what
like
scares me about him though?
a little bit. You know what I mean?
You know what scares
That'll
me about him though?
huh?
If you know what scares me about him though? If you give him that contract, you never know when that switch flips and that age hits, like all of a sudden that fall off, like Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
Allen
No,
Robinson hit that switch, and I'm glad we didn't sign him. Everybody wanted to sign him, and at least
I
Pace didn't sign him a
yeah,
big deal because he turned it off.
I was yeah. You're right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. I agree
just
with you.
makes me nervous. Makes me nervous.
No, rightfully so, bro.
Yeah,
That's a great point. That's a great point. And I'm kind of in the same. I almost wanted just to draft like a new receiver, like a young receiver, and
yeah,
develop. You know what I mean? There's so many ones that are coming out. Maybe get like 2 or 3 of them if we can.
that's a deep
So,
draft.
yeah, get some young guys in there. Defense, Chris Jones, I know from KC is someone maybe we can target. We definitely, but I like our young guys in the middle though, man. And I
Yeah,
like the way I played. I'm upset and disappointed in Eddie Jackson, man. Like I I love Eddie, man, but man, he would not tackle it, and he just
No,
does
jeez,
so bad.
getting whiffed.
Come on, it,
Yeah,
he he did not want to get his nose dirty at all, and that was frustrating. But we need a safety. I think what's his name from Tampa Bay, um,
Winfield.
Winfield.
Yeah,
If we can get him, I know he's not really great in coverage, but he can come up and hit,
yeah,
and you know what I mean, which we can use. So I don't know, you know what I mean. We'll see. Uh, maybe another young guy coming in from the draft that we don't know about, and that's what I love about the draft too. Like you learn about all these new players that are
never
coming.
know.
Like so we'll see. I honestly I don't know. I just know that we have a ton of money. We're in the top 4 or 5 in cap space. We have draft capital. We have a solid team, man. Like we really do. Like I we have pieces. Our O line is looking nice. We can get some more O line depth, which I'll be excited about. We need a center. We need a
Yeah,
stud.
definitely need a center.
We need a beast. Like just some grimy ass dude from like Nebraska or Iowa or
Yeah,
fucking
got a mullet.
yeah,
Got a mullet and just
beard, fucking snot coming out of his nose. Don't give two shit. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Wearing
yeah.
sand goddamn day. Like I wanted them. I want one of
Right.
those dudes, man. Fucking rolls around in a goddamn old school Jeep. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah. Wear some
yeah,
cutoff jeans.
cut off Jeep shit.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. I want one of them old grimy ass centers that just loves ball. Yeah,
Right.
I want a Chicago Bear like center. Like he
Right.
a get on the microphone and talk some shit. You know what I mean? Like he's just dirty. I want one of them. You know,
Right. Right.
I want one of them. So I'm hoping we could find him in the draft. Um, yeah. So going back to the question, man. Like I feel like there's a few pieces that we need on offense and defense. Receiver one. I think T Higgins was another one, but I think he got franchised today.
Yeah. Today. Yeah.
Yeah, today. But yeah, man, if we can, Calvin Ridley, I would fuck with Calvin Ridley, man.
Yeah. Yeah. He still got fresh legs. I mean, he's off for a couple of years. So.
Yeah, I fuck with Calvin Ridley, man. But I think we would need a quarterback that can dime it. Like,
Yeah.
um,
Absolutely.
that's where Caleb comes in. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's kind of where I'm going with it on that. And then we draft a young receiver at number 9 if we can.
Okay. All right. So the last question: do the Bears first of all make the playoffs next year, and what do you think that record's going to be?
What is it?
Whether it's Justin or Caleb or another. Please don't be Drake May, for God's sakes. But
Oh, dog.
don't get me started on that one. We'd be out here another half hour.
I don't even say the man's name.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
nothing against him. I don't even nothing against him. But
No.
it's the same school, the same number.
Same number of starts. I think he had 13 or 14 starts too. Something stupid.
Nothing against the young brother, man. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's a phenomenal person. And I wish him nothing but the best. But I won't
Right.
even. I, I wish
PTSD.
I wish nothing but the best. I won't even say the man's name. I
Yeah.
wish him nothing but huge success in the NFL. I'm sure he's going to be phenomenal and great, but he's not going to be a Bear. He cannot be
No.
a Bear.
No. We will riot. We will revolt if we have
Oh,
to.
bro, dog, I don't even know what would happen if we select that young. I don't even know what would happen, dog.
Me
It'll
neither.
be so bad. It'll be so bad.
It will. Yeah.
You know what's
Bears
funny?
fans are already toxic. So.
Oh, bro, and you know what? It would be the barest thing to do is to draft him.
Oh, it would. Yeah.
It'd be
Definitely.
it would be just like the Bears, just to draft that. just it'd just be just like them, just to draft them. And I'm like, nah, that's the past. That's the new. You cannot do that, dude. Please,
No. Don't put us through it again, man.
motherfucker, take a punter, take a long snapper, take a gunner.
Yeah. At this point. What do you think the record's going to be? We going to make the playoffs?
Oh man, shit, dog.
We could have. Hey, we could have won 10 this last season.
We could have made the playoffs this year.
We should have had 10.
Yeah, man, we was right there. I feel like we got 10 wins in us. You know what I mean? I feel like we're gonna be around, like right there, dog. Like our defense, if we can carry that momentum on from last year to this year with our defense, and I think we will. With Eberflus calling the defense, like motherfucker. By the way, you see him with the beard and the new haircut and shit.
He looks good.
What?
I didn't. When he got up there and started talking, I didn't even recognize him at first. I was like, "Who's this guy?"
Bro, I thought it was Walking Dead, bro. Like I was like, hold on. Yeah,
we had a new coach.
He looked. He looked good.
Did you see what Kwani B put on his Twitter? I think.
Nah.
He said I told Flus you got to keep going on with the fade, man. He can't let that go.
Bro, he looked like a person. His face like slimmed up, hair like slick back, beard. He got a beard, but he looked younger almost. Like, you know what I mean?
He looks a lot better.
Like, oh, bro, like he coming in. Like, I'm like, okay, I like.
Flus is back.
Talking business, okay. Like, I'm like, all right. Your last name is kind of weird, but like you coming in,
right?
You coming in, ready?
All right, man. I appreciate you coming on. Hey, let's catch up after the draft. What do you say? Have a little after draft talk.
Let's do it.
All right, sounds good.
After free agency, let's dial back in, man, and run some and run it back.
All right. Hey, tell the people where they can find you at on Instagram, man.
Man, at Boss Haas, BOSSHAAS, man. Just hit me up, show me love. I don't like negativity, man. If you come on there trying to talk some shit and all that,
blocked.
Yeah. Just show
love. If you like cigars, you like golf, you a whiskey or bourbon guy? I see you sipping on, is it bourbon or whiskey?
Like anything dark, bro. I'm all good. Don't even matter.
You like all that? Give him a follow, and he's got comedy sometimes too. Like Non-Ass Leon, I remember him. Rest in peace.
You around for Non-Ass Leon?
Yeah, I just remember that. What, last year, 2 years ago, and the birds in the nest. I remember all that shit.
That was during COVID, man. Non-Ass Leon, birds and shit. Like all that shit took off. Now everyone's loving like the little stories with my son Jordan, man. Like
those are fun. Yeah,
he's like a little celebrity in his own right, man. And
right.
But honestly, bro. Pleasure, man. I keep doing what you're doing, man. You're a real one, bro. Like what you're doing and growing this platform, and you're a true Bears fan, and I love how you bring on different guests, just not Bears fans. It's inspiring, man. You know what I mean? And it's great to watch. It's great to see your growth and the genuine love you show for people, and inviting people over to your cave. And even me, bro. You never even met me. Like, yo, come by, hang out whenever you're in town. I appreciate you, man, and I'm proud of you, and I'm looking forward to it again.
All right, man. Hey, yeah, we'll see you after. When we get some of these players worked out, we'll have you back on. I appreciate the kind words, man.
Caleb's
it.